Good morning. Happy Monday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 4. And Jesus said, "Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." You ever feel that way? That your heart wants to, and your flesh just ain't got the get up to go and do it? Some people have said that my get up and go is got up and went. But it doesn't matter if in our flesh our get up and go is got up and went. We need to continue watching and praying. What does that mean? Praying is easy. That's the easy one to define. Prayer is just having that constant communication with the Lord, where at any moment He can speak to you. At any moment you can pray for a need that is presented to you. At any moment you can reach out and tell the Lord just how much you love Him. Prayer is easy. I didn't say it was convenient. I said it was easy. The context of the passage in Matthew 26 is that Jesus had taken His disciples to Gethsemane, olive press, to pray. It was the night of Passover. Traditionally, in Jewish culture, they stay up the whole night of Passover to watch as their ancestors watched. What does that mean? They were watching for the protection of the Lord. They were watching for the provision and deliverance of the Lord. They were watching to see how God would take care of their enemy. They watched. When Jesus tells us to both watch and pray, He's telling us to stay in an attitude of prayer, that open conversation that you and I are to have with the Lord Jesus, and to watch. What good is prayer if we don't have faith? What good is prayer if we're not looking for God to answer our prayer? What good is prayer if we don't expect His salvation? What good is prayer if we don't expect His deliverance? What good is prayer if we don't expect His blessing? We're to watch and pray. And at times it seems we've got to get our flesh under subjection, because our flesh sees the circumstances around us and wonders, how can God bring blessing? How can God bring provision? How can God bring protection? How can God bring deliverance? How can God bring that miracle? And yet, He can, and He will. So we have to put our flesh aside and say, our spirit, our hearts, our attitudes, we're going to turn those towards the Lord. And we're not just going to pray. We're going to watch for the answers of our prayers. So that's this morning's just a word from the Word. Don't just pray. Look for the answer. He's faithful. This has been just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow.